Curse podcast, the BlackCurse podcast, the Black Curse podcast, the BlackCurse podcast, the BlackCurse podcast, the BlackCurse podcast. Woo! BlackCurse podcast. It's your boy BlackCurse, the nigga Rasta American. This is BlackCurse Radio. Man, where have I been? Chilling, minding my business, doing what I do, you know. Why did I start the BlackCurse Radio? Man, I had the BlackCurse podcast, which is kind of going to, it's being looked into. You know, I want to change certain things up, keep certain things, do things a little different, you know. BlackCurse podcast, you know. So, another thing is, like, I started the BlackCurse Radio because I'm lazy. For instance, like, I get lazy setting up the lights, coming up, looking at over the concepts, the ideas, things of that nature. I get lazy, man. I can't even lie to you. Looking for something to wear. Man, it's a lot to go into what I do. You know what I mean? So, kind of get tired of it, you know. Sometimes that can be a bit overwhelming for me, you know. So, I started the BlackCurse Radio because, first of all, you niggas ain't gotta see me, so you don't know. I like to be in my house, in my zone, some bullshit ass clothes, you know what I'm saying? Like, my girl just got on me about the shit I'm wearing right now. You know what I'm saying? She like, get comfortable. I'm like, nigga, I am. But I would never wear this shit on camera. But you know, that's how this shit go, you know what I'm saying? I'm just chilling, I'm relaxed, I'm in my vibe, I'm in my zone. You know, so this is the BlackCurse Radio, man. We gonna talk about topics, ideas, history, pretty much BlackCurse point of view, the BlackCurse ideas, the way he see things, you know. That's what this shit is, like, you know. No, I don't know. I don't really care about. I can start there. I don't really care about a fan base right now. Of course, in the future, even to a certain degree now, right? BlackCurse, the nigga Rasta American, a contradiction. But you know what I mean? Like, I look at fan bases like pretty much. If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If you get me, you get me. You know what I mean? And ain't that deep to me. You know, fan bases like a rapper having a fan base, or an artist or a celebrity having a fan base, or having a niche market. Like, it's like if you rock with that person, you rock with. I think of artistry. I like artistry to be organic. You know what I mean? Like, organic. Like, what is it that you into? Like, what is it that you like? What is the type of art you want to create? What is the type of art that inspired you to create what you create? You know, so for me as an artist, you know, I always been in love with the underworld. Not the underworld, but the underground. I've always been intrigued by, like, you know, the artist that's popping, but you don't know they popping, or the artists that really care about their craft. You know what I'm saying? They never got understood, or never seen, or didn't get the fan base they deserve. So, when I think of art, you know, when I do my art, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just go into it with the point of view is like, it's no fear. Just do the art. Just work. I always work best at that level. I never work good when it's on the level of like, all right, we trying to get more fans, we trying to market it better, we trying to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like the administrative work of like making the art popular to people, that never intrigued me. I don't really work or operate like that as an artist. So for me as an artist, I have to like do it because I enjoy it. You know, recently I've been watching a lot of different content. Looking at the content, I'm like, I like the people. I like a Joe Budden, or I like a Charleston White, or I like a DJ Academics because they just do what they want to do. I don't ever feel like, and maybe they are doing it to market to people or whatever, however, get the money or get the bag. It really doesn't matter to me because it's about the artistry. I see the artistry. You know what I mean? Like with all those people that I said, Joe Budden, Charleston White, DJ Academics, I'm just using these people as a reference as far as creating content and artistry. They are, I never know where they're gonna come from. I never know what topics they're gonna bring up. I just never know where their head's gonna be at, and that's what keeps them mystique or interesting. I mean, they do the clickbait shit, but whatever, you know what I mean? So for me, for artistry, it's just creating with the intentions of just creating to have fun, to create, to produce something. That's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy just creating, producing when it's no expectations. You know what I mean? Like that's when I'm in my best form, I feel like. And that's all that matters to the artist, for you to create and feel like you at your best form, or you at your best self, your truly best self, to create something. Like right now, I'm doing the BlackCurse radio. I feel good about this decision. I feel good about why I'm creating it. It makes sense why I'm creating it, because I literally just don't like fucking putting up lights and cameras and researching bullshit and all that extra shit. This shit is more so like, I know probably 9 out of 10 times niggas is not paying attention or give a fuck. So I can literally just fucking, if I want to drink, smoke, whatever I got going on, you know what I mean, I can do that and just fucking talk shit on this goddamn recorder and put the shit out, and who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got a whole lot of fan base. I think I got like 119 subscribers, but that shit don't mean nothing to me. You know what I mean? So I had niggas tell me like, "Oh, that's great, you got that." And it's like, nigga, I don't even give a fuck about none of that shit. But the point that I'm making is just like, I create to create. Like, I produce to produce. I enjoy producing. You know, so this is being produced by Genre House. Genre House presents, you know, the BlackCurse radio. You know, Genre House is the company. Genre House is something that was created with me and my partners back in SIUE days. Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville, you know what I mean? So, this shit that I do now, the shit that I've done in the past, it's all a long time coming, bro. Like, it was planned 2 years, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, when you start seeing things that's produced by Genre House, bro, that shit was in the forecast. Like, it wasn't, you know, when you get it, that shit was long overdue. It's always gonna be like that, you know. And people will look at that like, oh, that don't make sense, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, it's always long overdue with Genre House, because we always producing. We always creating, you know what I'm saying? Even when we ain't, or if it look like we ain't producing nothing, we creating, you know. It's a forecast to the shit. It ain't just, you know, I'm just one of those people that if you wanted to win right now, should have planned that shit 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you know what I mean? Like, you wanted to win right now. If your goal was to win right now, that shit should have been planned. It should have been processes, you know, like a process to you getting to where you got to. You know what I mean? And with Genre House and what I do, you know what I mean, that's how I create art. It's more of a forecast of creating art. It's like, I'm gonna create art today, and then tomorrow is gonna be the fan base, or people are gonna fuck with it or not. But at the end of the day, you have to create, you have to produce, you have to give your shot to win. You have to give yourself a shot to win. If you don't give yourself a shot to win, how could you literally say that, hey, you know, I don't have a fan base. You can't get a fan base if you don't produce nothing. You know what I'm saying? So the thing that you should focus the most on is producing. And once you produce, you could possibly get fans off of it. You know, but you have to produce first. You have to be intrigued by the art of what you're doing or the craft of what you're doing or whatever. In any sense of the word. I mean, in any sense. I mean, not in any sense, but in any aspect of what you're doing, or you call yourself want to be good. You can go to a 9 to 5 every day. Excuse me. And you're like, man, I want to be the goddamn the best call center person. I don't know what those are, but the best dispatcher, the best medical examiner, the best just whatever it is. You know, you just want to be the best at it. And if you become the best at anything you do, and I love the people that make the smallest job important to them. You know, like jobs that don't even get you noticed, but you're just great at it. You know what I mean? Like, people don't even understand that they're needed in the world. You know what I mean? So, you know, I always challenge people to find what that is. You know what I mean? To make you your best self, to bring the best out of you. It could be a parent. It could be you being a parent. It could be you being this. It could be you being whatever. That's why you have people trash at jobs or certain aspects of life, because their focus and their energy is on something else. Like, it could be a woman at your job, and I'm just using women. I'm not like one against women, but like, it could be a woman at your job that, like, you work in a warehouse and it's just a bunch of men, and she literally don't give a fuck about none of that shit. She finagle the whole entire game. And you'll be like, oh man, she trash at her job. But it'll be like, nah nigga, she actually great at feeding her family. You know what I mean? Like, if she's doing as little as possible in this environment at the working situation to just literally get money to feed her family. Like, you know what I'm saying? She just finessing, finagling that whole situation. But she's great at being a mother. You know what I mean? That's why you should never count anybody out. You should never, like, say, you know, some bullshit like, people are who they are. You know what I mean? People care. Some people care about family. Some people care about actually being the best at what the fuck they do. And they work really hard at what they do. And sometimes they family get cut out. So the family don't fuck with them. The kids don't fuck with them. But it's just, people literally are who they are. They focus their energy and attention on it. You know what I mean? You know, you have some dads that literally just focus on women, and the kids are irrelevant. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. You know what I mean? You can't really. It's hard to judge people off of that. But my thing is, like, for me, as far as this, like, creativity, being an artist, being a producer, just being a creative in anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's what my goal is. That's where I want to put my stamp on the world, or contribute to humanity. You know what I mean? I want to create. I want to constantly create, constantly produce things. You know, even if they don't, even if they work or they don't work. You know, so that's what I do. This is the BlackCurse Radio. I don't know. I'm just, you know, figuring it out. You know what I mean? But I'm producing something, and that's the main thing, man. Produce, create, live, create, produce. I mean, if you want to try to be the best dad, you know what I'm saying, create memories for your kids. You know what I mean? Shit, put that shit on pictures to constantly show to your kid if you want to constantly impact your kids. You know, I'm just using different things. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like if your goal is to be the best dad ever, I feel like you should constantly produce memories for your kids, produce memories for yourself. Like, or, you know, when I say produce memories, meaning like, it don't have to be a photograph of it, but it's like you as a man took your kids to SeaWorld, and that meant something to you. Like, you just took your kid to SeaWorld. It was you and your kids. It wasn't no women around, it wasn't no men around, it wasn't no friends around. It was like literally You came up with this idea, this concept, and you produced the memory, and you and your family had a good time, and you created that. You know, so it ain't about just producing content or producing art. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about producing something. It's like literally whatever you think or whatever your energy is focused on, bro, be the best at it. Produce it, create it, and think of it in terms of whatever. Even if on some negative shit, you created that world. If you around a bunch of motherfuckers who ain't doing nothing and you ain't doing nothing, you created that world that you're in. So, hell, be the best at that. I mean, I guess a best you're sitting around not doing nothing can literally just not do nothing and you your best self. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but things like this is how the world is. You know, that's what I think. You know. Anyway, the BlackCurse radio. What else have I been on? I want to get into this concept of like who can be racist and who can't be racist. You know what I mean? Like, man, you know, it's the BlackCurse podcast, man. I'm like a pro-black person. Sometimes me being pro-black can be like be considered anti-black to people who like just don't get me. You know what I mean? So who can't be racist, right? African Americans, black people, niggas in America, they are literally incapable as of today, presently, you know what I mean, of being racist. I don't think they know how to be. I don't think you can pay them. If you tell a black person, "I pay you $1 million to be racist," I think that they could even achieve that goal. Like, I just don't think black people are just incapable of being racist in America. Racism is like a group phenomenon. If you ever listen to or pay attention to Dr. Claude Anderson, he talks about that. You know, like black people don't have the power to be racist. Racism is a group phenomenon, according to Dr. Claude Anderson. Racism is a issue of power, of economics, of money, if you say, or if you think about it. Oh shit. Well, racism is about power. So in America, African Americans have literally no aspect. I mean, no power. Like literally no power. They are subculture in the dominant culture. The dominant culture is, you know, American history, American value system is based off of white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. You know what I mean? So it gives you like a religion, a ethnic group, a value system. It gives you what the dominant culture is supposed to be. That is extremely anti-nigga from the jump, from the rip. You know what I mean? Like, so basically being the dominant culture, basically saying that this is the dominant culture. The dominant culture is not diversity. In the future, maybe, and when I say the future, meaning like, some people can get together, get a plot of land or however they want to do it, and literally make a goal, agenda, write constitutions, paperwork, settlement papers on just diversity of whatever the fuck they want to be on. You know what I mean? This is a land of diversity. This is a land of everybody been together. American Constitution, system, values, it was literally no niggers involved in it. Foundations are everything. Like, you can look at a kid, and I'm using this as a simple like metaphor. Is you can look at a kid and see what his foundation is. Like, some kids can have a foundation of being strong at math, just mathematics, and it's just from the time they was a kid that everything was explained to them in a mathematical way, mathematical equations. They understood it that way. I'm just using this as a simple reference, but this kid understand mathematics because it was taught, it was presented, it was a foundation of where he come from. That's why he's a great math person, or whatever he is, statistics, whatever he's getting into. But he loved math. He was presented with math. Math was introduced to him. There's a foundation of being strong at math, or science, or history, or basketball, or football, wherever the fuck you want to think about it. You know what I mean? Sorry for my language. But there's a foundation. America foundation is not diversified. The foundation is literally for white people. I don't care about history. This is what a nigga say. I don't care about history. I don't respect history. I don't respect nothing. I don't respect foundation. Right? You cannot respect it. You cannot give a damn about it. It exists. It exists to this day. You know, all these things play a part in what the world is. The history of it. The history of America is literally not diversified. It's not diversification. You know what I mean? It's just not. It's pretty much the foundation of America, or what the rules and the things that we do is based off of literally one group of people creating it for themselves. But I mean, like, the foundation of it is not diversified. It's just simply shit to uplift, magnify, you know, make the ones who created the producers of the society or whatever become who they are. Doesn't matter. This is the BlackCurse radio, you know what I mean? But as far as the foundation of America is literally it's white people. It's not niggas. It's not diversified. So all the rules and regulations and things of that nature is all about maintaining the power and maintaining that truth. You know, just maintaining that power. So where does racism come in this? All of this is meaning, like, okay, you know, white people stole the land for Indians. White people stole the land from Indians or Native Americans or whatever you want to call it. They stole the land. That's the foundation. That's the first foundation. Thievery. You have to teach thievery as far as the foundation of America. It's thievery. Like, literally thievery. Thief. Stealing of a land. You know what I mean? And then as far as the historical analysis of it, you have to start breaking it down. Like, thievery. If you start with thievery, you say, okay, how did they start stealing land from people? You gotta think smallpox, Christopher Columbus, just all these different things. How did they come? Did they come with swords? Did they come with love? Did they come with respect? Did they come with religion? You just gotta think thievery. Like, how do you steal? Right? And if you look at the history of it, you see the thievery. You see the manipulation You see the confidence, honestly, from the people. Like when I say confidence, meaning, up, this is our land and we're gonna write a constitution. You know what I mean? Like that's a certain level of boldness, confidence. Um, you have to take all these things into to understanding of why is this existing? How does this happen? How do you get this world or this society that we live in? And when I say this world, I'm not just saying like, I'm just saying like what we live, what you know as the world, what you know as what you live in every day. And it's thievery. You know, you gotta start with thievery. And why do people steal? How do people steal? Like the history of how America is what it is today is how to literally steal. Like, and when I say how to steal, meaning like why would you steal? How did you steal? Like the questions of it. Like, how do you steal? How did they steal? How did, you know what I mean? And you have to break this shit down on so many different levels. The thievery. So there's thievery. Then there's oppression and suppression. That's where niggas come in. Nah, let's travel across the globe. Get these niggas, bring them back here. Whoop, 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 just that third. Man, you gotta break that down from a historical analysis. Like you have to literally like ask the questions. How were they sold? When were they sold? What years? What did, you know what I mean? Like that's the fun of history. That's the fun of like understanding what's going on and how to literally like change things and change the narrative for the future. History is how you change the narrative of the future. But you gotta look at how did they start. They started, once again, it's back to thievery. They stole people. They bought people. Higher it went, niggas is the ones that's creating. We are the slaves that create the shit. You know what I mean? This is what America is built on. You know what I mean? One would argue that, you know, throughout slavery, that's where capitalism was formed. And some people be like, what do you mean by that? That's where capitalism was formed. You gotta think of it like this, like, what is capitalism? Right? Then you gotta think of it as, you know what I mean, like, what is they call it, like, dang, I can't think of the concept right now. It's gonna come to me, give me a second. Oh, a free market. Free market. Pretty much how well you can produce an item or a product or a service or whatever. How well can you produce that, sell it for high, or not even sell it for high, but pretty much at whatever value you can get it, like produce, create. You could do it as low as possible, sell it and make the biggest profit you can possibly make. You know, this is capitalism. This is what it is. So some will argue that, okay, you can take any other industry. There's an expense to it, meaning like you're paying this amount to produce this business or keep it going or whatever. With slavery, I feel like some will argue that you got a human being which God made like power over everything. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, human beings are literally whatever animal, whatever you see. A human being has the intelligence, the capabilities to kill, destroy any animal, anything on this planet, whatever it is. Like, human beings have the intelligence to make it whatever, or become whatever they can become. Africans were domesticated in America, but they're human beings. And with that being said, like, some will argue that capitalism came from white people, and the way in which they enslaved Africans formed capitalism. Because literally, whatever the slave was bought, some slaves were bought, but some slaves were stolen. Some slaves were given for little to nothing. But once again, you have to keep in mind that these are human beings. Therefore, you are domesticating a human being who has rule and control and dominion over the earth. So you're domesticating them. And when you domesticate them, I don't care what type of human being you are or whatever it is. Like, I mean, you're just a human being. A human being was sold or stolen for little to nothing, and that created so much wealth without the enslaver literally spending much of anything or having little to no expense on a human being. So of course they got extremely rich off of that. You know, you can create a product. You can create a product. Let's just say a camera. A camera creates. Let's just say a camera to create movies. Man, a camera has a lot of wear and tear on it. Right? It has a wear, like once it's broken, it's done. It's over. With a human being, it's wear and tear on human beings, but it's also a human aspect. It's a humanistic aspect of, even when a human is at its lowest low, the best things can come out of it, or you can get money out of a human being. You know what I mean? Like, if they're still alive or however it go. But a human being has the capacity to continuously create wealth for anybody. You know what I mean? That's why we have jobs. That's why we have multi-million-dollar business, because it's human beings that are literally creating. They are creating the wealth. We're not robots. We're human beings. That's where the wealth is coming from. That's where, I mean, anyway, I don't want to go on tangent. But anyway, so capitalism, you could say, was formed out of slavery. You know what I mean? Because the slaves were the product and the service. You know what I mean? They did multiple things. They did multiple aspects. You paying somebody $2 and they making you $5 million. Human beings have the capacity to do that. Like, you know what I mean? It was shown during that time. It was shown with black people. The first should be the last, and the last should be the first. Don't mind me saying that, but black people, you know, they were domesticated. They were creating a lot of wealth for white people. That's where capitalism was formed. That's my opinion. You know, capitalism was formed through that, through niggas. It wasn't formed through whatever the fuck white people talking about in America. You know, capitalism came for real from niggas, like providing that whole situation. I mean, with niggas though, you can see power in that, you can see not power. I don't know. You can play that. You can go as many ways you want to go with that. You can take it how you want to take it. But first of all, blacks can't be racist. So prejudice. Prejudice is pretty much just like, man, you know what? I don't like such and such because I don't like this. I don't like chocolate ice cream. You know, I don't like chocolate ice cream because the way it looks. It's just that's prejudice. You know what I mean? Once I picked a vanilla ice cream over a chocolate ice cream, that's why I discriminated. Now racism is totally different than those two examples that I gave. Racism is like it's a group phenomenon, according to like Dr. Claude Anderson. But I understand the logic, meaning like it's one group against another group. It's when one group oppresses and suppresses another group for its own benefit, right? So we're like, black people, you are the oppressed and the suppressed group in America. Black people are incapable of oppressing white people in America, Asian people in America, Mexican people in America. Like, they do not have, black people do not have the strength, the numbers, I'm sorry, I can't even say it. Curse podcast, the BlackCurse podcast, the Black Curse podcast, the BlackCurse podcast, the BlackCurse podcast, the BlackCurse podcast. Woo! BlackCurse podcast.